company just invented $500 million. They didn't earn it, didn't deliver it, didn't even touch it, and it was completely legal. This is the story of how Enron became the seventh largest company in America by making up money, and it's a trick that fooled everyone. Wall Street, the banks, the government, the auditors. Here's exactly how they did it. See, normally you make a deal, you get paid over time. Year 1, year 2, year 3. The profit comes in slowly. But in 1992, the SEC approved something called mark-to-market accounting, and Enron saw a loophole the size of Texas. Here's how it worked. You sign a contract. Maybe you'll make $100 million over the next 20 years. Instead of counting that profit as it comes in, you estimate the total and count all of it. Right now, money you haven't received, profit that doesn't exist yet, all on the books today. The SEC said it was fine. The bank said it was brilliant. So Enron did it over and over and over again. But there's a trap in that wheel. Once you fake profit this year, you need bigger fakes next year. Bigger and bigger. By the year 2000, Enron wasn't a pipeline company anymore. It was a trading machine, gas, electricity, bandwidth, weather derivatives. If you could bet on it, Enron traded it. And the magazines loved them. Fortune crowned Enron America's most innovative company 6 years in a row. The man in charge was Ken Lay. The CEO was Jeffrey Skilling. And the architect of their secret empire? A guy named Andrew Fastow. Fastow had a problem. A really big one. All those fake profits? They came with real debt. Billions of it. Hidden debt. And if Wall Street ever found out about that debt, the stock would collapse. The whole thing would fall apart. So Fastow did something brilliant and deeply criminal. He created a maze. Hundreds of shell companies. LJM, Chuco, the Raptors. Some of them literally named after Star Wars characters. Their job was simple. Hide the debt. Enron would sell its failing deals and bad bets to these partnerships at fantasy prices. The losses would vanish. And Fastow? He personally ran some of them. Collected tens of millions in fees for sitting on both sides of the table. The entire structure had one fatal dependency: the stock price. It could never fall. Inside Enron's tower, the culture was ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Skilling installed a system called rank and yank. Every 6 months, workers were graded against each other. And the bottom 10%? They were pushed out. Imagine a workplace where making your numbers look good wasn't ambition. It was survival. Meanwhile, Enron's traders discovered something else. Manipulation was incredibly profitable. When California deregulated its electricity market in 2001, Enron's trading desk went to work. They had strategy names like Death Star and Fat Boy. They gamed the market while the entire state went dark. Audio tapes released years later caught them joking, celebrating. While California burned in blackouts, Enron's desks printed money. And the people supposed to catch this? The auditors? Arthur Andersen was one of the big five. 90 years old, pristine reputation. But Andersen wasn't just Enron's watchdog. Enron was one of their biggest consulting clients. Tens of millions in fees. The watchdog was being fed by the wolf. Analysts kept saying buy. The board kept waiving ethics rules. Everyone was paid by the machine they were supposed to question. In March 2001, a Fortune reporter named Bethany McLean published a story. The headline was simple: Is Enron overpriced? And her question was even simpler: How exactly does this company make its money? She read their financial statements. She couldn't tell. When she asked the company, they couldn't explain it either. The stock dipped, but it held. Then in August, on an earnings call, an analyst asked a direct question: Why won't you show us a real balance sheet? And Jeffrey Skilling, the smartest guy in the room, the face of the seventh largest company in America, snapped on a recorded call with a one-word profanity. Investors heard something new in his voice: fear. Days later, Skilling quit. Chief executive walked away, citing personal reasons. And inside the tower, one executive named Sharon Watkins wrote a memo to Ken Lay. She wrote, "I believe Enron will implode in a wave of accounting scandals." She was off by nothing. October 16th, 2001. Enron announces a loss, a big one, $600 million. And quietly, they erase over $1 billion of shareholder value. The hidden partnerships are exposed. The spell breaks. Everyone starts asking questions at the same time. October 23rd, Fastow is fired. November 8th, the confession. Enron admits years of financial statements were wrong. Wrong by $600 million. Every number the market ever trusted? Fiction. Credit agencies slash Enron to junk. A rescue merger collapses when the buyer looks at the books and runs. And because Fastow's entire hidden debt maze was rigged to the stock price, the falling stock triggers avalanches of instant debt. Everything fails at once in every direction. December 2nd, 2001. 47 days after that first loss announcement, just 24 days after admitting the numbers were fiction, Enron files for bankruptcy. At the time, the largest in American history, 20,000 jobs, $2 billion in retirement savings, gone before Christmas. And here's the part that should make you angry. While reassuring investors that everything was fine, executives sold their own stock, hundreds of millions of dollars worth. Meanwhile, ordinary employees were told to keep buying. Their retirement accounts were locked down. They could only watch as it burned. Enron collapsed because everyone chose not to look. Auditors, analysts, regulators, journalists, lawyers. An entire ecosystem that was paid handsomely to ask one simple question. And nobody asked it. The company's own slogan said it all. If this made your blood boil, wait until you hear about the blood testing machine that never worked, and the college dropout who convinced the most powerful people in America it did. That's Theranos. And it's the next story. The full breakdown is on the channel. And if you want more from Capital Crimes, hit subscribe.